Welcome back to another episode of Sea Devil Sessions University Transfer Edition. I'm your host, Lucinda McNamara, Dean of University Transfer and Partnerships. And today we have the soothing sounds, the melodic, euphonious sounds of Kathie Lee back in the studio. Kathie!
Yes. Back by my own demand.
Exactly. That's great.
Thank you for having me back. It's great to be back.
No, I mean, and your voice it's incredibly soothing.
Well, thank you. I hope nobody falls asleep while they're listening.
No, they're not falling asleep. They just feel very, very relaxed and happy.
Good.
And that's because they're so excited to hear about our faculty spotlight guest today, probably.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and saying that reminds me that the time length of these podcasts are the perfect length for any daily commute. So, you know, you listen to it on your car radio on the way in. You don't get aggravated with the heavy traffic.
That's right.
Because you're so engaged and enjoying your interviews so much. So when that guy cuts you off in traffic, all you have to say is, well done.
Well done. And especially if it's your voice just soothing them into or out of their anger states, I guess.
Yes. And speaking of soothing voices, today's faculty spotlight guest is Ms. Bridget Floyd. Bridget teaches English and creative writing in the English department here at CFCC. She is also the faculty advisor for Portal's Literary Magazine. She has worked for the college for 20 years.
Look at that.
Yes.
Bridget, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I know. People get in there here and they're like, wow, this is a big-time operation.
It is. It's pretty fancy in here.
It is very fancy. I love it.
For those of you who can't see, we are surrounded by cement walls. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Just joking. So, Bridget, what drew you to major in and decide to teach English?
Okay. Can I tell you the long version? I'll try to be brief, but this is what I tell my students. I was a terrible high school student. I moved from New York here and went to community college first. My parents said, you have to live with your grandparents if you're going to go to college. We're not sending you off, because I was such a poor student. And my English teachers were really the ones who always made the connection with me. And I've used that time in community college to really become a better student, transferred to ECU, got my degree in broadcast production for my undergrad communications. And then I worked a lot of odd jobs after that. Radio, television. I worked for Tommy Hilfiger, traveling around, merchandising and doing things. But ultimately, I just missed my friends. I missed being home. And I wanted something, I don't know, that was just different. I had always wanted to be a teacher, and I went the broadcast production route. So I went back to grad school because I like to write. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, but I just thought, I'm going to go back. And they threw me in a classroom, and that was it. I just fell in love with teaching. So even from a young age, I kind of knew I was supposed to be a teacher, but I had to take the long route to get there.
And that's okay. I mean, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
Right, exactly. I'm still trying to figure that out. And for the parents that are listening, obviously sending your student off to live with grandparents is great incentive for improving your GPA.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to throw them into the deep end right away if they're not ready. I was not ready. So it was good. My grandparents gave me a little bit of control, but not as much as my parents would have. So it was nice. I could ease into that college lifestyle.
That's cool.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the Portal's Literary Magazine.
Okay. Well, Portals has been part of the Cape Fear culture for 19 years now. It began with Margot Williams and Jason Mott, who was one of her students. He's now been a book National Book Award winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And he wanted to start something like Portals. And so she worked with him to begin it. And then as we got different English department chairs, they kind of took it over as a project for the department. And I was there way back in 06, 07, 08 as one of the editors, co-editors. We worked with Gary Hurley, Meredith Merrill. So we've all kind of done a turn with Portals. And what we do is now we are a website instead. We wanted to get into that digital realm because that's what students are learning and utilizing more and more. So are journals. So it was really a smart decision during pandemic to kind of transition to that. And we accept now, this is a really big deal. We accept everything from our students, art, poetry, fiction, nonfiction, but we also accept any writing from, poetry, fiction, nonfiction from any undergrad student in North Carolina. So I've been talking to ECU, UNCW, but also all the community colleges. We've had a lot of different colleges represented over the last 2 years. So it's been nice. We're hoping, to get more and more, but we're the only college that offers it to all undergraduates. And there's not a lot of journals where students can submit.
Well, I was going to ask too, how many colleges or community college specifically have literary magazines?
Just a handful.
Right.
I know Wayne Community Colleges has a really good one. Pitt Community College has one. And some have had them, but then they've kind of gone off the radar. They've fallen through. And so, but obviously the universities all have one.
Right.
And so that's, those students have that opportunity to submit there, but community colleges don't always have a place for students to submit. So it's nice that we can fill that gap.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw that the digital copy is out and available.
Yes.
It's very attractive. It's just a very nice.
Do you want to plug the website?
Yes. Portalsmagazine.com.
There you go.
And our student editors are the ones who select what gets published. We help, we assist, we kind of do some little training. We have the art instructors come in and kind of talk to them sometimes as well. So we have a fair mix of, knowledge. We don't want just them picking their friends. And so that's good. So they've kind of put it all together. And our next submission date it's wide open, but it closes in March. So we like to do kind of overlapping both semesters. So we have students who are in classes now that can submit, and then in the spring they can submit if they're in a new class.
And then in the fall, you have the gala.
Yes.
Or the gala.
Yes.
The gala gala.
Gala.
Right. Tomato.
And it has grown so big. You were there. You saw it.
Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, it's catered. They have wonderful food.
For the culinary department.
Yeah, that's highlighting all of our up-and-coming culinary students. And then you get to see artwork that's placed around, and the students will come up and share their pieces. It's really nice.
Yes, and then we have Phil Singleton playing as well. Yes. So we try to incorporate all aspects where we can of the college because it's all student-run. That's what we want.
Huh. So in a digital format, you might even add an audio.
Yes, and we're hoping to. That is something we want to work towards.
Yeah, that'd be really cool too.
Yes.
So what have you noticed about the differences in students since you began teaching?
I love this question because I talk about it all the time. So I came in 2003. I'm dating myself, but that's how long I've been here.
So how many years is that?
20 years.
Oh my gosh.
At Cape Fear.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I started at Pitt Community College first, but then came here. And so the millennial students were students who loved group work. Anytime they could get group work in, they would ask, please, can we do group work? They loved to kind of distract teachers and talk about their lives. Tell me more stories. That was always, to get you off track. The Gen Z students are not that way at all. Right. They want to get in, get out, and they want you to do the business. Like they don't want you messing around telling stories, at least in my classes. I can't speak for every class, but
it's more transactional.
Yes. I feel like when I teach grammar, they light up. Most students don't like to learn about grammar, but I think they like it because you feel like you're teaching them something and they appreciate that. Mm-hmm. You're not wasting their time. They're very conscious of the time that we have in class and how it's used. And if they're not engaged, they will ask, can I leave? Can I go do this somewhere else? So I have to be very careful with the assignments that I give them so that we're all engaged in class.
Right.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference though. Mm-hmm. And they don't like group work at all.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've had that commonality come up in all of our podcasts about technology and phones and socialization and things like that. And so maybe that's back to the group work problem.
I love group work. Mm-hmm. Don't you love group work? I mean, group work is fun. You get to know your classmates. My best friend I made from group work in community college, and we're still friends 30 years later.
That's sweet.
And I tell my students that all the time. Please make your friends now. Meet them. They will be lifelong friends if you just get in a group and work with people. Get to know them.
Yeah, sometimes you can hit the jackpot in the group partnership.
Yes.
And then there's other times.
I know. And then you're pulling the weight. I know.
Right. All right, Bridget, are you ready
Okay, I'm
for
ready.
our faculty rapid fire questionnaire?
I love it. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
What is your most favorite thing about your job?
All right, I hate to be redundant because I've heard everybody else's answers, but I mean, it's the students. That's why we're here, right? I love seeing their faces light up when they get something. That aha, I hate to copy Oprah, but that aha moment when they get it and you can see it and you know that they are on board now. And that just makes me feel so good.
And it still exists. I think that's what's so just exciting about being a teacher. Like that's still there.
Yes.
Some other parts of teaching are different, but that one is still there.
Mm-hmm. They still have to get it.
All right. So what is your least favorite thing about your job?
All right. Don't laugh at me. This sounds terrible, but it's grading papers.
Well, yeah.
But but not for the reason you think. Of course it's work, and I love the work. But the students are very vulnerable when they write a paper,
Right.
especially English 111 students who are just coming in. They don't know a lot about how college instructors grade. And so they put themselves out there. And if you are too critical, they really take that to heart. So I have to balance it with criticism, but also, constructive criticism, obviously, but also a lot of praise. And it takes a long time. It's a lot of, thinking on my part, which is good. But at the same time, it makes me really nervous because what if I say the wrong thing? I don't want to, pull that motivation away from a student just because I pointed out that their MLA was off or there was a spelling error,
They could shut down and then not want to put themselves out there again.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. I can see that being a difficult balance to find.
Yes. They tend to think that they are their work and they are their grades, and they are absolutely not. And I tell them all the time, you're special to me because of who you are, not because how you're doing in my class. But they still think that anyway.
Yeah. So what sound or noise do you love?
Okay. Again, I heard Rachel say the ocean, and I do love the ocean, but I have to go with something different. So I'm going to say the electric guitar.
Oh,
Okay.
I love music. I love the electric guitar, especially. Jack White is my favorite. For our students who may not know, he is. They hear his song everywhere at every game.
Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, very nice.
They know it
A little
everywhere.
better tune, but
No, you did a great job. I love it. But I also said I would give a shout out to, our famous English instructor, Brian Weeks, because he also plays electric guitar. Yes. Somerset, yes. And feather. But no, I love the electric guitar. It's something inside. I get so excited when I hear it.
Do you play the guitar?
No,
Have you
not
ever
at
tried
all.
to play
I
the
have
guitar?
tried. I'm terrible at it.
Okay.
My fingers are too short. I played the flute, though, for 9 years.
Oh,
So.
dude, I did too.
Did you?
Yeah.
We need to have a little
Nice.
concert
I
or
know.
something.
I was telling Phil Singleton, our music chair, the other day that I kind of dropped the mic on the flute when in the 5th grade I play "Eye of the Tiger" on the flute.
I love it.
I mean, I know they don't go together. I was kind of Jethro Tulling it a little bit, maybe, but that was it. That was my swan song with the flute.
Aw. That's the best. I love it. I love that we both play the flute.
Okay. So, what sound or noise do you hate?
A smoke alarm going off in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's terrifying.
That
Why,
is.
Of
I
course.
hate that noise.
Oh,
And, around here, it's like the temperature drops. So then the fire alarms are going to go off. The smoke alarms are going to go off because the temperature and the humidity is off. Do you not have
Wait,
that?
what kind of
Y'all are
faulty
looking
smoke
at me.
alarms do you have?
yeah, I was going to say,
I swear I'm not the only one that this happens to, but a lot of people have said that just randomly they'll go off for a few minutes in the middle of the night, and it's the condensation from the roof
Oh, no.
or something. No, it doesn't happen?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I guess it must
Maybe
be.
mine might be dead. I should have them checked.
that might be a sign. Yes, yes. Get your batteries, find
Yes,
out.
I
no,
agree with
double
you.
check
That
that.
is a terrifying sound.
Very much so, yes. So what one piece of advice do you have for college students?
Utilize your resources. We have so many things on this campus that they pay for with their student activities fees. They don't even realize.
That's true.
Not only our databases, because we teach research, but the writing lab, the thinking storm. They have access to us and they don't come to see us during our office hours. So they have a lot of resources on this campus that they can use, counseling. I could go on. And I just wish they would utilize them more because they kind of come and then go home and they're done. But there's so much here that they can learn from and do
Right,
and get help with.
And I don't want to interrupt the pace of the rapid fire, but what is the thinking storm?
Oh, Thinking Storm is for online students, and face-to-face students can use it too, but you submit your paper online if your teacher has added it as a tool to your Blackboard class. And there are tutors who will read it, look it over, and give you feedback. And the feedback is amazing. We started using it, I think, during the pandemic. And yeah, we've looked at the feedback that they receive, and it's very helpful. It's a lot like what we would say on a paper.
Right. And it's funny you bring up the office hours too, because if you polled the majority of the faculty and asked them how many students actually come to your office hours, they're going to say none.
I know.
Mhm.
But, I feel like students need to remember that we are approachable and that's what we are
Yes.
there for. We want you to come and talk to us.
Absolutely. It's our job. That's
So.
number one.
Right.
All right. What are 2 college transfer major options for someone who's interested in English or creative writing?
Okay. This was hard to come up with just 2.
I
There are
know,
lots
right?
of them because, English can be transferred to anything, history, law. I wouldn't say medicine so much, but marketing, film,
Mhm.
having to write scripts, things like that, tech writing.
Right.
I could go on and on. There's so many.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
It's different every day of the week. But right now I'm kind of stuck on, I would love to own a food truck.
Oh,
I
my
think we
gosh.
need in town, now I'm afraid to say this, hopefully nobody will steal my idea. I think we need a soup food truck.
Ooh.
Just soup, right? Like, and you trade out, the different kinds of soups, but we also need a mac and cheese truck. Where it's just
Oh.
bowls of mac and cheese and you get to pick your toppings.
It's like a heart attack truck, though.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
we could have vegan. We could have
Okay,
a
a
vegan. We
vegan,
have to have a
okay.
vegan
There you
base,
go.
right? And a gluten-free base. You got to have
Right.
that for some
then
people.
you just back up my tater tot truck next to it, and we're in business.
There you go. Yes. So just a bunch of comfort foods.
Yes.
What is
comfort foods.
the film that came out about the food truck a number of years
Chef.
ago? Chef, yes.
Yes,
that's
that was a
right.
good one.
That was a good one. Does make it look fun.
It does.
So, what profession would you not like to attempt?
An emergency room care worker, caregiver of any kind.
That's very specific.
I know. Well, I mean, you've been in there. It's pandemonium.
Chaos.
I don't know how they can stay sane in those kind of situations. I couldn't.
No.
We have students who have an emergency in class and I'm already, on edge and nervous. So I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
I like the health industry. I'm glad it exists. I don't
We are
want to be a
thankful
part of
for
it.
you.
Yes, we're very thankful.
Yes, very much.
Very much.
Yeah, and ER workers really are a special breed. Because
Absolutely.
it certainly takes special skills to hang in there.
Yes.
Woo. So next question, what is your favorite film?
Okay, it's a tie.
Ooh.
And
I do think that is an unfair question. As a
It
film
is.
instructor, I feel like we have to ask, what is one of your top 5 favorites? Because it's
Right.
always rotating. What's new?
True.
How do you feel that day?
That's
that kind
true.
of thing. So I'm really curious what your top
okay.
is.
Well, surprisingly, mine have stayed the same for 22 years, I
Oh,
think, because I
dang,
think they
okay.
came out around that time, 23 years. Almost Famous.
Oh, yes.
And Wonder Boys, because it's
I
about
love Wonder
Yay,
Boys.
somebody else who's seen it. Not a lot of people have seen it. They don't
Yeah,
know,
my
but
husband and I watch that every holiday season. It
Yes.
has that feel
Mhm.
to it.
that winter, that Christmassy kind
Yeah.
of snow. I love it.
It's hilarious.
It's such a good movie. And especially about an English teacher.
Yeah.
I mean, I had Michael Douglas as an instructor. Not literally, but
No. I was like,
the
wow.
character he plays. He was totally my English instructor at ECU. I won't
Yeah.
name his name, but
That is a gem
Mhm.
of a film. And then the writing component is also in Almost Famous.
yes, because Cameron Crowe,
Is that, yeah?
Yeah.
I love it. And I saw that when I was in grad school for creative writing, and I was just so in love with it. It's amazing. I love music anyway. So
Yeah.
seeing the music, hearing how they put together those songs that are, they could stand on their own.
Yeah,
In that
that's
movie.
true.
So yeah, if you haven't seen it, those are 2 movies. They're older, but I
They are
100%
two
people need to see.
great.
They are.
movies.
They are great. And one of our Portal students, you
Wonder.
called that the other day. One of our Portal students wrote a poem about Penny Lane, who's the
Yeah.
main character from Almost Famous, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
It was right on, too. I was really impressed by that as well.
yes.
It was so cool. Awesome.
Sorry, Kathie. You have to see them. You have to
no,
jump
no,
in
yeah,
there.
I'm writing it down because I'm like, this might be new. We might have to replace this with A Christmas Story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's a good
I'd
one.
look into that.
Big
I'd never heard of
cast.
it even.
Big cast. Robert Downey Jr. and
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire,
Yeah.
Frances McDormand.
Yeah.
You want me to just name them?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been under a rock. Sorry.
All right. So finally, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self about your future?
Do not make decisions based on your friends or your significant others. I wanted
Solid.
to be a foreign exchange student so badly, but I had a boyfriend and I had all my friends, and I was afraid I would lose them if I went or was gone too long. I would miss out on all the fun things. None of those people are in my life anymore. I really wish I had done it because I would have that memory and not, because you outgrow people, but when you're 18, you don't realize one day those people are not going to be part of your life. Maybe 1 or 2, but you're going to outgrow
Right.
them. That's what happens. So if anybody out there is listening who wants to do something fun, but you're afraid that people are holding you back, don't let them hold you back. Go do it. I wish. That's my biggest regret, that I didn't travel and go to school somewhere else.
That is nice. I really
Mhm.
like that. I got to say, this question, everyone so far has answered it so poignantly,
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very real from the heart kind of stuff. I hope that we are having some students tune into this podcast
Yeah, exactly.
instead of just us.
Right. Well, we've been talking it up in class, so I hope my students will
good.
tune in for sure.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Aw.
Good. Maybe we'll have a good audience
Yes.
as well for that one. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Bridget, Thank you. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank
coming
you.
and
So
sitting
nice
in
to
the
meet
hot
you.
seat.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me. I was so excited to be here.
Yes,
To be a part of this.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are interested in submitting to portals, please definitely look that up at the website. What is that website again?
Portalsmagazine.com.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know there are some dates and deadlines always lingering out there for university transfer, and we have resident drama instructor Jack Landry on board to fill you in.
And now here's a list of important college dates for December 1st through December 15th. Friday, December 1st is the last day to withdraw and receive a W for the second mini session. Friday, December 8th, at the Wilson Center, Cape Fear Community College presents A Charlie Brown Christmas at 8 p.m. Tickets, wilsoncentertickets.com. It's a lot of fun. We've done it for 15 years. Come for the live jazz. Stay for the really fun performance. I am directing it. Friday, December 15th, last day of classes for full second mini and 12-week sessions. This means the semester is over. Yay! Happy holidays.
Once again, to fill us in on our upcoming academic and cultural events, we have CFCC Student Life Coordinator, our head women's basketball coach, and host of her own podcast, For Your Ears Only, the one, the only, Taylor Todd Williams.
Taylor, when this podcast comes out, it's going to be the first week of December, so we only have a couple weeks of school left with our faculty and our students.
I know, but we have a lot of fun things starting before the break, beginning with Tuesday, December 5th, SGA General Assembly meeting, 4:15 to 4:45 in L107. Wednesday, December 6th, Math Club meeting will meet at 10 a.m. in S601. Common Connect will take place downtown. Take time for your self-care at the end of the semester when things get hectic from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Union Station lobby. Admissions information session. Join us for a Q&A session. We will help you discover all that our institution has to offer from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Location to be announced. Thursday, December 7th, Common Connect will take place at North Campus. Take time for your self-care at the end of the semester when things get hectic from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the McKeithen Center lobby. Friday, December 8th through December 15th, focus on getting your projects and final assignments in on time and focus in on any final exams you have coming up. Faculty and students will be leaving for the 2023 holiday break on December 15th, but look for a special holiday episode of the Sea Devil Sessions to drop on December 15th. Until next time, we wish you a safe and happy holidays. Merry Christmas!
Kathie, we have another podcast in the can. I don't think we can say in the can, though. Like, what do you say for podcasts? In the can's a film thing.
Oh, I don't know. In the bottle?
I don't know.
I don't know.
In the digital,
Let's see.
pod
In
sphere?
the
I don't know
SD
what that
card.
is. Right, in the SD card. That might work. And when this episode drops, it is going to be December, which is kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Yes, that means the holidays are fastly
Right
approaching.
around the corner.
Yes,
Final projects and final exams are going to be due for students.
yes, it will be a crazy time.
Instructors are going to be running around going, I have to grade everything.
Yeah, I hope they can keep everything straight because that's a lot to take on at this time of year. And
It is.
I hope they, don't end up giving their family grades for Christmas and their students,
Actual presents.
gift cards.
Yeah, totally. I don't know, the students would love that. Right. So we definitely want to wish all of the students and faculty good luck as we head into these first 2 weeks of December
Absolutely.
and are wrapping up the semester. We do hope to have a special holiday episode for our podcast, though.
Yay!
You had mentioned maybe getting together some music. Some holiday
Absolutely.
music.
Some seasonal music. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I talked with our music department chair, Phil Singleton, and he's going to try to pull that together for us.
Yay.
So it'll be a little bit different of a format, but hopefully on December 15th, we can send out the staff who's going to be left here after the faculty and the students leave
Right?
a little bit of holiday cheer with that podcast.
Oh, that'd be great fun.
So, listener, thank you again for tuning in and spending some time with us. And until next time, go to class. C-Devil Sessions University Transfer Edition is brought to you by CFCC's Community Relations Department. Original theme music by Nicholas Montalbano and Fermin Chavez Ramos. Audio engineering by Mitchell White and Tim Vandenberg. For questions or comments, please contact us at cdevilsessions@cfcc.edu.